This video is meant to be a quick preview at the RPG Creation Kit, so that you can see some of the editor windows and some of the workflow. For the whole documentation, please view the website in the description. So, the first thing that I want to show is the cell system. And as you can see in this window, we have the whole world space of the demo. I can click on any cell and the corresponding scene will be loaded in the editor. I can also adjust the time of day to have a preview of the cell at any given time. I can also stream the whole world space by just moving in the scene viewport. The cell view allows us to travel to cells individually, including interior cells. For example, I could go in the first dungeon of the tutorial and you can see everything as it is in the demo. The loot containers, the items in the world that you could pick up, and so on. And we also have the NPCs like this one that I want to show. I can open the RCK AI editor and access this particular NPC, whose ID is Bandit in First Dungeon. And as you can see, you can edit all the attributes like strength, dexterity, constitution, if I want more HP. I can edit the XP that's rewarded to the player on kill, and so on. And I can also edit his appearance at any time. For example, I can edit his face and give him some hair, save, and it'll be done. That's how he's gonna look like. So next, the cell system also supports door traveling through the editor. So I can select this door and click on View Linked Door, and this brings me out to the corresponding cell where the other side of the door is. I can also load the whole world space in the editor. I can adjust the time of day as well, and I can basically edit all the cells at the same time. Let's enter the city, for example, and as you can see, it's loaded in the editor. If I want to add an item in the world, I can do it simply by typing here, Sword in World, and I can choose this one and drag and drop it in the world. All I have to do is to right-click here, regenerate GUID string, and it's done. It'll be there for the player to pick up, it'll be saved by the save system, and it'll basically work as you would expect. And you can also set ownership, so you could say, this item belongs to the NPC, so the player would have to steal it instead of picking it up. Now, if I were to load the last save game that I just made by clicking on this button here, I can load the last save game where I'm in this exact spot. And as you can see, the sword will be there for the player to pick up and equip. And I can go back to where I was clicking this other button, and I'll adjust the time of day again. I would also like to show some of the custom editor windows. For example, here's the steel arrow window that lets you configure the item properties like damage, speed, value, and so on. I can also show an armor item. Let's see. The Priest's Cape. So, this is an item that both the player and the NPCs can wear. It occupies the head slot. You can set the armor rating for defense, the value to sell it or buy it from the merchants, and so on. I also want to show a dialogue graph. Let's see, this one. And as you can expect, it's a graph where you work with nodes. You can set up conditions where you can branch the dialogue based on things like player choices, if an NPC died or not, so on. And you have player questions, and you can see they go out to different responses. You can also have events like quests updates and things like that. It's all in the documentation. Let's also check a behavior tree very quickly. So you can both make new behavior trees or just use the ones already made for you. For example, let's see the follower dynamic. You give this behavior to an NPC that you want to be your follower, and he'll follow you thanks to this logic in here. If you're familiar with behavior trees, you're going to find this very easy to work with. You have the conventional nodes like parallel, sequence, repeaters, and things like that. The last thing I want to show is the quest editor, where you make and edit quests. You have things like quest ID, title, XP rewards. You can have a description. You can also have a quest script. So, scripts that basically run while the quest is active. And you'll have quest stages. All right, this is just a quick preview. If you want to know more, please view the links in the description to access the full documentation where every system is explained in details. Thanks for watching.